Hello everyone, welcome back to the another session in series of learning C programming executions. Now this video is going to talk about C program to sin x values using series expansion. So this is what sin x series will be going to find out the sin x value. That means we have to give input as x. Let's suppose that sine of phi, then this is what your x value. Now substitute this value in the given expansion. That means phi minus phi cube by 3 factorial plus phi power phi by 5 factorial plus phi minus phi power 7 by 7 factorial. So this is what actually the expansion, series expansion, sin x series expansion. Now look at this. So here what we were going to do is, we'll be going to simplify this expression. And before we simplify, you please understand there should be two terms to calculate sin x series value. One is what? X value you should be known. The other one is, out of this expansion or from this expansion, you should know till what range you wanted to calculate. Let's see, if I is equal to 0, that means first term I is equal to, let's see, I is equal to 1. First term I is equal to 1. Which is the first term? S1 is equal to x. It is the first term. Now I is equal to 2. That means S1 is consisting of two terms. This term and this term. Correct? Now we'll be going to see about S2 is equal to what? S2 term is actually this. So combination of this is called as S2 series. That we will write a formula to compute. So this is what second term in the series. How to write that second term in the series? So it is what actually x cube by 3 factorial. It is written as x by 1 into x square by 2 into 3. Okay. Now I is equal to 3. Now which term I am talking? This term I am talking. Now let's simplify that. S3 is equal to x power 5 by 5 factorial. Now that is written as x cube by 3 factorial into x square by 4 into 5. Okay, this is what I equal to 3. Now let's write about this. I is equal to 4, S4. What is the term? X power 7 by 7 factorial. What it is written as? X power 5 by 5 factorial into x square by 6 into 7. Now, what did you understand out of it? If I wanted to calculate S3 term, so what S3 term is having? This is what actually S2, correct? It is what it is written as S2 and this term. S2 is also written as what? S1 and this term. S4 term is also written as what? S3 and this term. Yes. Now these are what actually sin x simplified expansion. If I wanted to, now coming to the program, if I wanted to calculate two terms, range is 2. That means I have to calculate only two terms. So when I wanted to calculate only two terms with the value of x, let's say that value of x is equal to, let's say the value of x is equal to 3. Now till what range you wanted to calculate, that also will give. The range is what I wanted to calculate only two terms. So that will be what? Sine of 3 is equal to 3 minus 3 cube by 3 factorial. So here I have to calculate factorial value for each x term. I also should calculate power value for each x term, right? Now if you see this cube values, now coming to this expansion, 3 factorial, same, right? 5 factorial, 7 factorial. Next term will be what? Plus x power 9 by 9 factorial. So power term and the factorial term are same. Now power term is power to be calculated for x. If I write a power function, power of x comma some value. If I calculate a factorial function, to the same value I have to calculate. Correct? Now, what we'll be going to do is, we'll be going to simplify this one. After you calculate power and factorial, you just have to write a simplified formula. The formula is what? S into, what is S? Sine into power by factorial. Correct? So this is what final equation. Now let's trace the code. Let's understand the logic of the sin x series. Now we'll see the program each step. If you know the better logic, you can write even that. So never a problem will have only one solution. It will have number of solutions. Now let's see. So hash include, we know it's header file, it's a main function. C program starts with this line, int range I comma j. So these are what? 3 variables. Range variable, I and j. Now we'll be reading the value of range. Let's say range is 2. Now even I have the other variable which is x. So I'm just taking it is x. After this, float sum is equal to x. So x value we were given to sum. That means sum as a variable. So which is initially holding x. X is what? The entered value. Now look at this. We will be just calculating the factorial and power. So f is equal to factorial 2 into n plus 1. So if you see that, we will be modifying the cube values according to this thing, right? 2 into n plus 1. What is n? N is I value. If I is equal to 1, that will be given to n. So n is equal to 1. 2 into n plus 1. 1 plus 1. 2 into 1, 2 plus 1, 3. So next time it will be 5. Next time it will be 7. Next time it will be 9. So in that corresponding we wrote this factorial. And the next same for power. Look at this sign. So initially sign is what? Plus. Plus 5 minus. Plus 5 minus 5 cube by 3 factorial. Plus, right? Plus into, we'll write a sine function. Sine function is what? Plus into minus 1. That means what? It will be minus into minus. It becomes plus alternatively. And plus into minus, it becomes alternatively. Now final equation is this. This is what the final equation. So you know what is the value of S? It is sine value. P value is what? Power value. F is what? Factorial value. Now you just call these functions. Factorial is a function. You just call this function. How factorial will be calculated. Now power is also a function. How power value will be calculated. Sine is also a function. If n equal to 1, we'll return yes. If not, we will be changing the alternative signature sign. Alternative sign or signature. So this is about sin x expansion. Now let's see about the source code, how we'll be executing it. Now look at this. So this is what the source code, what we were just now explained you. Now let's execute this program. So no problem. These are what warnings as I have an implicit declaration function. So no problem. Warnings will not do anything. It will get compiled and it will give you an output also. Just we'll take the value of 2. Range is 2 and x is 5. The answer is what? 10.208332. So this is what the expansion, sin x expansion calculating the value. Thank you all.